Should we go for a ciggar? Little ciggar? Go on then, let's go for a ciggar.
Hello and welcome to Smokin Fegs Havin Gegs with me, Queen Billy.
And me, Raye the Queen. You can't see us right now, but I am sat here with the winner of Ats Me Nai.
Ah, yay.
So how do you feel after winning?
I feel good. I still haven't really thought about it.
I know, I'm the same. Like, it still hasn't fully hit me. Like coming second in it. Like,
I know.
I fully come.
The whole week was fucking mental. Absolutely mental. Like, what?
I know.
And how quick, like, I was, at the start of the week, I was like, I have so much to do this week. How am I getting through this? And now it's over, I'm like, I actually didn't have that much to do. Like, it all spaced out, it all worked out.
But even still, we're both very exhausted, aren't we?
Exhausted. I'm so glad to have today and tomorrow off before I go on holiday, because I'm so tired. Probably just going to be an episode of us yawning.
Literally, like,
Yawning ASMR.
Whoever counts how many yawns there is in this podcast and gets it right, send us a message and we'll send you the £2.50 for a shot or something.
We'll send you 50p in a Twix, as Raye loves to say.
Aye. Gig.
I can't believe it's all over though.
I know, but shall we have a ciggy?
Let's have a ciggy. Have a ciggy. Cheers, my dears.
No problem, my darling.
ASMR. Ciggy ASMR.
Someone came up to me and was like, see when you're having a fag, I love the sound you do, like, beside the thing.
Ah.
I can't remember who it was, though.
I know, there's just so many wee things that people, like, say to us, like, I love that you, someone likes that we do this, someone likes we do that. So many different wee, like, things we do, and people always mention them, and I'm like, I don't even realise we do it.
I know, because, like, someone was like, see when you talked about this, and I was like, when we talked about what? Fully don't remember.
I know. But then you have to remember, like, each episode is like 40 to 45 minutes, usually. That is hours of talking. I'm not going to remember. Like, people mention things and I'm just like, fully don't remember talking about it, even though I edit the fucking thing.
I know. Like, I fully don't remember anything we talk about. Like, once I speak it, it goes out of my head.
Yeah. And then when I am recording it though, or editing it, sometimes I think to myself, did we actually say that? And then I'm like, well, delete it. And then I'm like, no.
Yeah, because there's a few things that we'll talk about. And then I'll say it. And I'll, like, pause the recording. And I'll be like, you need to delete that. I can't, like, say that.
I know, it's crazy.
Publicly.
But it's the penultimate episode. Do you know what penultimate means?
I do, because Miss Shanks told me in year 9. that was our word of the week one week.
Well, this is our word of the week this week. What does it mean?
It means the one before last.
The one before the last. Next week is the final episode of season 1. And I can't wait for a break.
Neither can I. Although I am excited for what we have planned for season 2.
Yeah. Fully nothing planned, only ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah, next week's the last episode. Yeah. Can't wait for a wee break. Everybody's probably listening to this going, hurry up.
I know.
We're talking shite. That's basically what this episode is.
Yeah, we're pure just talking shite. After fucking Pride Week, we're too exhausted to come up with, like, a plan of what we want to talk about.
Yeah, because usually I have my wee notebook out, loads of, like, I have, like, choices of what we're going to talk about, and then I have, like,
each one broken down into, like, bullet points of, like, what we should speak about. And
in case we get lost, even though we never get lost because we talk too much shite.
I know.
But this week is just a wee recap of Belfast Pride Week.
We should probably rename our podcast Talking Shite with Queen Billy and Raye, but fucking Malby and Tiffany will probably copyright it.
It literally is just talking shite though. How did Pride Week start for us? Common Market?
Yeah, Common Market.
That was a fun gig.
Although I was more of just like a wee assistant for everyone, just helping everyone get in and out of costumes, for I wasn't doing it, but I had a blast still to see him.
Yeah. It wasn't the highlight of the week, but it was like a good kickstart to the week. It was like, oh, it's actually Pride Week, like this is happening.
Yeah.
It was like, it was called Out in the Roof, wasn't it?
I've no idea.
Out in the Roof at Common Market. It was the Rainbow Project, set it up.
It was like a corporate thing,
A corporate gig, yeah. and it was lovely. Like, there was loads of us,
Yeah.
and there was a good mix of different queens and stuff. It was
Yeah.
nice. But then Wednesday, this is the main event of the week.
Oh, the fillet.
Belfast Pride is usually the main event, but this
Yeah.
was the highlight of the whole year.
For me, definitely.
Best night of our lives, I think.
Fillet.
Highlight of the year, highlight of my life.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin talking about it.
Who do I?
Like, I think talking about it now is actually when it's going to sink in.
Really? If
Yeah.
you gurn again, I swear.
I'm not going to grind again.
But like, see, like, see at the beginning of the night, walking in, I had said to like so many people around me, like, I don't even want to be top 4. Making the final is enough.
Yeah.
Like, I'm enough to be happy because, like, I didn't see myself being top 4 because there were so many like other amazing people that I was competing against. I just didn't see it happening.
Yeah, I was fully the same. I have 2 different points of that day that stand out for me. Before I went there, and this sounds really big-headed, I had in my head, I'm not nervous today, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to win this. But then, when I was there, standing, waiting for the top 4 to be called out, I was like, I'm not in the top 4.
I was the same.
And I was at peace with it. I was like, this is fine. I made it to the final, and like, it's fun anyway.
But you know what? Sassy's probably gonna like, well, not like have a go at me, but like, she's gonna like have something to say about this. But for some reason, every time that I've been waiting to hear like who's in the tops and who's in the bottoms, I can see who she has written on her wee card. So I seen my name in the top 4, and I thought, great.
There was only 1 week I seen it. There was 1 week I was standing, and I seen it was the week Holly won it.
Yeah.
And I would fully stand there, and I was like, is she purposely putting this in my face to see this?
Yeah.
Like, it was literally right
that,
there.
That was a girl grit week as well, because she was literally like, doop, doop, like flashing it to us.
She had the mic in her hand with the card behind the mic.
Yeah.
And I seen everything, and I was like, are you for real? I wanted a surprise. And then it was like, whenever I was called forward for the tops of that week, I was like, pretending to be happy.
Yeah, you have to like act surprised.
I was like, yeah, I was happy anyway, but I was like, oh yeah, oh my god, I'm top 4. It was a funny week.
And like, it's when she calls the tops forward, because you know that the ones that get called forward are in the top. You have to like be like, like, why am I being called forward? Am I in the top or in the bottom?
Even though you fully accidentally seen the card.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't even. The whole night was just weird.
Like, see when you got called forward and you were the first lip sync, weren't you, with
Hester?
Like, what was going through your head in that moment?
In that moment,
Yeah.
I was like, initially, because we knew the top 3 songs,
Yeah.
like we knew the songs that were going to be there for the lip sync battle, I had most of them prepared. Like, the one I was worried about was Toxic,
This is the one you didn't get.
and it's the one I didn't get.
See, I was the same. The only one I was worried about was the one that you and Hester did.
Yeah, I Am What I Am.
Yeah.
I was worried about I Am What I Am because it was the normal version and it has the talking bit at the start.
Yeah.
And in that moment, whenever we went upstairs and the running order was all laid out, in my head, I thought it was going to be Toxic and I Need a Hero as the first 2 lip syncs. And I
Yeah.
thought I Am What I Am would be the competing song for the crown. And when I seen that it was I Am What I Am and Toxic as the 2 lip syncs to start with, I was like, oh, I need Toxic, even though I didn't want it initially.
Yeah.
And then when I got called forward and me and Hester were put on stage to do I Am What I Am, I was like, I'm losing this lip sync. Hester's going to win this lip sync, because they had won 3 weeks of the competition. And in my head, I was like, Hester's going to know the spoken word part at the start. And whenever me and Hester both started, I was like, this bitch doesn't know the words either. And see, after I realised Hester didn't know the words, I was like, I can whip her ass.
Yeah.
Their ass. I can whip their ass. I was like, I'm going to do it. But then, even still, whenever we were done our lip sync, I was like, this could still go either way.
Literally.
Because I think we were both so strong. But then I fucking beat that bitch.
Oh no.
And then, what was it like for you whenever you were doing Toxic
See, like
against Angela?
See, like being announced as like top 4. I was in shock,
Yeah.
like physically in shock, and I like when you were doing your lip sync, me and Angela were like in the wee bit just not outside, but like just where the stairs are in Libertine, and we were like holding each other's hands and being like, you know, whatever happens, like don't go easy on one another, like fight to the end basically. And when we got up and did our lip sync, I wasn't watching Angela at all. Like I was just so focused on what I was doing, and at the end, and they announced me as the winner of that lip sync, I fully just, I think it was like therapist was like sitting in the chair like right in front of the stage. I turned to her and I just went, what the fuck just happened? Like
Yeah.
I was in pure shock. And then you were standing in the door.
And I was just mouth wide open, jaw dropped, and I was just pointing at you, pointing at me, back and forward, like, what? I was like, I couldn't believe it. See, after I won my lip sync, I went out and I was in shock. I was like,
Yeah, because when
I top 2.
when I had finished mine, I came out and you were fucking bawling.
I was gurning my eyes out.
No offense, babe, but you're such an ugly crier.
I know, especially in drag. I just didn't know what to do. I was like, is this happening?
Yeah.
I initially went out and I was kind of in shock.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm top 2. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And then watching the yous finish your lip sync, and then Sassy call out your name. That was it for me. See the minute, and then there was a break between there, like for Nancy to perform and
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm
And-
so glad there was a break because I was so like exhausted after it.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like, what the fuck?
But
Why
you're-
us 2 are top 2? What?
Honestly, I was a wee bit nervous as well because the audience like decided who went through,
Yeah,
and I was like, Angela would be more of like a popular queen than I would be, so obviously I thought that they would pick her over me.
yeah.
But
I actually forgot the audience picked the winner there.
yeah,
Well, like helped make the decision. Because part of me, when I'm thinking back to then, I was like, kind of the same. I was like, Hester's like being the powerhouse, and everybody knows Hester. In
Yeah.
my mind, I feel like Hester's more well known than me.
yeah,
So I was kind of like, the audience are going to pick Hester.
yeah,
But I mean, the tables turned, and it was us 2 top 2.
I know.
That lip sync.
I feel like it was such a mess. Like I've seen videos of it, and the only part of it I like is when we're facing the wall, and then we turn around at the same time. Like it was a pure Chrissy toxicity and fierce injection moment.
Yeah.
Like when they did it at Drag Stars in
Yeah.
the finale.
I personally, that lip sync, I'm so proud of that whole lip sync.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it back or anything yet.
See the iPad bit.
Oh, it was so good. Like I knew that you had won when you pulled the iPad out. Like, because I didn't plan on, I didn't think I would be in the top 2, let alone top 4. So I didn't plan anything for the lip syncs. Like I would just, if I got in the top 4, I was just gonna come out and do them.
Yeah.
So see, when you like pulled the iPad out, I was like, she's won, and I fully don't care. Because like second place.
I know, and it's even standing there, and it was like, do you want, like, everyone was shouting my name, and then you started like clapping and shouting my name, and I was like, why are you cheering for me? Cheer for yourself.
Yeah. Who was it though? There was someone tried to just start shouting Fegs and Gegs. Fegs and Gegs. Fegs and Gegs.
Oh, it was just iconic, and like I don't really remember like standing there and Sassy calling the winner.
Do you not?
I remember after it. I remember getting back on the stage, and I remember
Doing your winner song?
doing the winning song and all. Like I just don't really remember like that moment standing there and her calling it.
All I remember is she called you as the winner. You started like ugly crying again. So I give you a hug, and then Sassy was like, and give it up for Raye, come in second place. So I stepped to the side of the stage while you did your winning song, and Blue Hydrangea came over and like gave me a hug and was like, well done, you did so well, sort of thing. And then loads of people came over, and I was like, babe, I just want to go upstairs and get these heels off.
I know, I was standing on the stage, and like after I'd done the winning song, loads of people got back up on the stage and were like hugging and all, and I was just feeling like, I want oxygen.
Yeah.
I want out of here. But then part of me is like, you need to soak them wee moments up too.
Yeah.
And then when my mum got on the stage, that's when I was like,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, you're so lucky to have had your mum there in such, like, an important moment in your drag career.
I know. It's I just I don't know. I can't even
Yeah.
like get over it. Like I've said every day, I'm like fully. It's just in the like back of my mind constantly at the minute. And Pride, all of it, like
Yeah.
such a crazy week.
Like, it's like sitting here talking about the final still hasn't sunk in for me.
No.
Like, see when people are like, "Oh, well done, come second," I'm like, on what? Like, what did I do?
I know people were saying congratulations to me on Pride still, and I was like, that was so 3 days ago. Enjoy Pride. Don't make it about me. Go away.
Yeah.
I was kind of just like, enjoy your day. And then I went to my family's barbecue last night, and everyone was shouting congratulations, and I just literally turned around to them all. I was like, can you all shut up? They probably thought I was so rude, but I was just like, can you all shut up? Like, I am hungover, and I really can't think about anything right now.
Yeah.
And then I got drunk again. It was fine.
What were you drinking last night?
Vodka cranberry and vodka orange.
I cannot stand vodka cranberry.
Oh no, it's lovely. Masks the vodka. I don't like tasting the vodka in the
No,
drink.
I think cranberry's too, like, bitter. I fully feel like we've been sitting here talking for ages, but it's only been like 15 minutes.
I know. That's
Um,
what I was thinking there. I was like, this
yeah.
is nearly over, but it's not.
But I remember I was on a date with some guy, and he was like, I asked me what I wanted to drink, and I was like, oh, I don't mind, just get me what you're getting, because I need to go to the bathroom. And they got me a vodka cranberry, and I had to sit there and pretend that I liked it. And it was fucking rotten.
No, I love it.
No,
I like cranberry juice.
too bitter.
Belfast Pride Day. That's where we're going to now.
Oh my god. Fucking up. What time did we get up at? 6 a.m.?
My alarm was 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
And I was showered, shaved, and...
Oh, the 3 S's? Shit,
shit,
shower,
shower,
shave.
Yeah.
I said that to my sister, and she was like, what?
Shit, shower, shave. 6 o'clock, I was ready. I was gluing my eyebrows by 25 to 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And Philly didn't take that makeup off until it was 11 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm surprised my acne isn't really bad today.
I know.
It'll probably flare up in like a week's time when
Like-
I'm on holiday, and then it's like all the stuff's still in my skin and my pores.
Yeah.
But I've got face masks tonight.
Oh, lovely.
Gonna do a wee face mask before I go away.
Uh,
But 6 o'clock in the morning, that was a very early start. And I was
Yeah.
surprised I lasted that whole day.
Same. Like, oh my god. Ugh. Like, I don't know how I lasted either, because as soon as I got to Libertine, I had my heels on.
Yeah.
And I had my heels on for like 3/4 of the parade as well. So I can still feel, like, anytime I walk, I can feel it burning,
Yeah.
which is it's so sore.
I put my heels on just around the same time as you, and I didn't take mine off until after the parade. I walked the whole parade in them. But it wasn't that bad. It was the minute the parade was over.
But
I was like,
do you
my
know-
feet are killing me.
Do you know what it was for me? It was at the stopping and starting.
Yeah.
Like, I was, like, when I was walking, I was fine. But see, as soon as we stopped, I was like, I could feel the full pressure of my weight on my feet.
Yeah.
And that's what was really sore for me. And see, it was, do you know the big statue where the woman with the whole hip?
Mm-hmm.
We must have been stopped there for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, this is really, like, getting to me.
Yeah. I enjoyed the walk. I enjoyed most of the walk. The only thing is, whenever I was moved forward from yous, like, to kind of, like, fill up the gap, I
Yeah.
then felt a bit more lonely. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to be before them, like, in boogie. Like, chat shit and, like, wave at everybody. Whereas
Yeah.
I felt like a wee bit of a spur deck waving at everybody because nobody knows me.
Yeah.
Like, I was standing beside Titty at points, and everybody was, like, clapping and cheering for Titty, and I was standing there like, nobody knows who I am.
Yeah. Because sure, I didn't know that you got pulled for it. I thought the parade had stopped and you just hadn't noticed and you'd walked on.
No, one of the owners of Libertine wanted me to move forward with Titty.
Yeah.
Kind of fill up a gap.
So, because I was going to, like, when it was stopped the next time, I was thinking, should I run up to her? Should I?
I was going to come back, and then I did try and make eye contact with you to be like, but then I was like, it's probably more fun standing down there with all the other queens.
I mean, we didn't really talk much.
No.
What if you ciggies while we were walking, though?
Lucky you.
I know.
I got them fucking smoke canisters in my face.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what was so bad about where we were walking, though? The exhaust coming off the car in front of us
Yeah.
was so fucking warm.
I ended up at one point walking right behind the car that Sassy and all were in.
Yeah.
And I was literally at one point, the car was moving that slowly. The bonnet was here, I was there, and the fumes, the smell and the heat.
Yeah.
Ugh. But after the parade, the rest of it's a blur.
Yeah.
Like that whole day's a blur.
What did we do? Did we go back to Libertine after
We went to
the parade?
Libertine. Some of us done costume changes, like only one or two of us. And then I put on my Pride outfit. And then we went to Customised Square.
Yeah.
I mean, backstage at Customised Square, it was a wee bit of a squeal, but like there were so many people, like so many drag queens and kings about that we were just kind of like, nobody was really having full conversations. Everybody was just like saying hello,
Yeah.
getting a drink, and then just kind of like getting information and practicing their numbers. There wasn't loads and loads of banter. There, like everybody was, we got a big group picture and all, but there was more just, I had to go and practice with Libertines group, and then I went and practiced with Maverick group, and then next thing I knew was I was standing on that stairs and I was watching them do it, and then I had to walk in and see the crowd. It just looked like it kept going and going and going and going and
Really?
going. It was so scary, but it was also like, fucking eat it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Customised Square though, like that was a big moment. That was a very big moment performing on that stage. And I'm my sister at the front of the barrier. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then after that, performing in Libertine. I swear to fuck, Libertine, it was like a can of fucking sardines.
Oh, fully. Like, I remember it was when you were in Libertine for the last couple of numbers you were doing, and me and Owen went to McHugh's to get a
Yeah.
drink. We must have sat there for about an hour, and then he was like, "Do you just want to go round to Taboo now?" So we had started walking round, and I was like, "Hold on a minute, Billy has my ticket to get into Taboo. I don't know what I'm going to do." So Owen and Rachel went on into Taboo, and then me and Tiffany came round to Libertine just to wait for you to get out, because it was like you would have been finished in like 15, 20 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So we just walked around and see, like, getting in.
The queues were mad. And
Not even that it was like cute mad to get in, because I had the wee lanyard and Tiffany had the wristband so we could jump the queue, but getting in and like watching the last couple numbers, like we came in when it was, I think it was Wicked and O'Neilly was doing a wee duet, and like, Jesus, like
I
we were
know.
being pushed and shoved so much.
it was horrible, but it was so good, like performing in front of that many people. But it was also like, see, trying it, because there was breaks between the sets of numbers, going from the stage and even just walking to the side door
Yeah.
was unbelievably hard. Unbelievably hard. Do you know what my highlight for performing in Libertine was? And I don't know if that sounds weird to say it, but I'm going to say it. Whenever I was doing Call on Me, the second verse is, hold my hand when you're, and when you need me. And there was a woman in the front, like at the very front, and she was in a wheelchair, and I just got down to her and I just took her hand.
That was so
I
cute.
just performed to her. I was just like, have a wee moment. And it was so nice. Like,
Yeah.
that was my highlight of performing in Libertine on Pride Night. But like the crowd was so lovely too though. Like
Yeah.
everybody was fully like watching it. It was not, there's no way you can perform to an audience and they're all just talking to each other and not really paying
Yeah.
attention. Everybody was like heads forward,
Yeah.
watching and having a good time. But see, going upstairs and through that club to get up to the dressing room.
Take your makeup off.
Oh my God.
Was it just as packed upstairs?
People everywhere. Like,
'Cause I didn't go upstairs. Like when I came to get you, I just stayed downstairs. And then I met Angela in Libertine, and both of us went out.
it was just so, and there was people stopping you, like you were trying to like just go as quick as you could, and people were stopping you like, oh my God, you look pretty, blah blah blah, and like then people you knew seen you and they were like trying to talk to you, or they were like, do you know where this person is, do you know where this drag queen is? And I'm like, I fully don't know, I am just trying to get out of here.
Where did you even go to take your makeup off?
Just up in the dressing room, like at the mirror.
Oh, was there like,
I stole a face cloth from the hotel
did you?
and just went into the wee toilet outside the dressing room and got water and just scrubbed.
Did you not have any makeup remover?
No.
I mean, you got a good bit of it. You got most of it off for not having anything
Yeah.
to take it off with.
I mean, the only real thing that was left was eyelash glue. It was fucking horrible to get off.
Yeah.
I was fully seeing it yesterday still. But Taboo was fun. I wish I did stay longer, but also I was so glad. I was fucking
I know.
wrecked.
And you had longer to walk than I did back to your hotel.
That walk was the walk between the two Libertine shows was the worst.
Really?
Yeah, because I was more drunk, and I had sobered up at the hotel for a while. The walk back, like I felt refreshed. I was like, I'm ready to go. But the walk back to the hotel that night after we left Taboo, it was lovely.
Really?
You know, and held hands the whole way and just had heart to heart.
Oh. Where was Rachel?
Oh, she walked the other way. She walked a different route. She walked home.
Oh.
Or someone was picking her up or something. She went up the opposite way. We went towards the Titanic. But yeah, it was lovely.
Like, I wish you had stayed longer. I feel like I'm honestly a wee bit nervous to like show my face again. Because I was steaming and I was kissing around me. I kept kissing people on the cheek. Like, who was it?
Jay,
Oh,
tapeworm.
I was kissing him on the cheek, and every time I've seen Christy today, give her a wee kiss on the cheek as well.
Pure bent and fierce rejection running about us too. That was a squeal.
Yeah.
That was a
Do you know what
fucking
fucking
squeal.
turned me though? That you kept doing. You kept like taking a sip of your drink and then going as if you wanted to kiss. So I went to go over and give
Then
you a wee-
squirting at everybody.
and then you like forced it into my mouth. And you did it to Thomas Blockley as well, and he doesn't drink.
No, he fully got drink all around him.
Yeah. You turned me sometimes.
I'm sorry, but it was fun.
What else happened to be? I feel like there was other things that happened.
There was in Libertine. I found a vape on the floor and I stole it.
And you used
And
it?
it fully worked. Yeah, I do that all the time. I done that in Boombox one night.
You did? Because
I find a vape on the floor and I try it, and if it works, I keep it.
Because I had seen it sitting on the floor in Boombox for ages, and I was like, I know Billy's going to lift that. I'm not going to stop her.
I bought a new vape last night.
Did you? Show
Yeah,
me.
because my vape's in. One more wee ciggy
Another
before
cig.
we wrap her up.
In like 20 minutes.
Shall we go for a ciggy? Little ciggy.
Come on,
then.
let's go for a ciggy.
Oh, she does.
So today was really good. I really loved it.
I know. I think I would prefer if like I didn't have such a long day before.
Yeah. Like I remember the Pride one that they had in like
November.
November.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was fucking amazing. I loved it.
Like I would love to. I can't wait for the next one that they do in there because it always is so good.
Oh my god. I was still outside. Do you know, I just want to talk about them because they listen to the podcast.
I know who you're going to talk about. Lara and Naomi. I love them so much.
See, standing there talking to them in the Libertine smoking area, and then my wee
See-
mate Curtis behind me was standing, and he just goes, "Johnson poppers," and I was like, "Fucking right today."
It was every time anyone mentions Naomi or I see her or I speak to her, all I can think about is her getting fucking smacked with a tortilla.
Oh, by Stephen.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I know. I screen recorded that. I have that on my phone. I might, whenever I'm going to Cyprus, just sit and watch it on the plane.
It was so funny. It was the sound of it.
It was so loud.
Literally.
That's like, do you know what I'm going to compare it to? Us being top two, being gagged. She was fully like traumatized. No, I just love those two so fucking much. They were so kind to me.
Yeah.
Like I just walked into that smoking area and I was like, this is a sea of human heads and I don't know where I'm going. So I just walked to the back wall and they were sitting there and they just took me under their wing for 10 minutes and chatted fucking shite to me.
Yeah.
It was fucking lovely.
Do you know who we'll have to speak about that I don't think we've spoken about on the podcast before? Pamela. Pamela.
She looked so cute on Pride Day. She
did.
I just wanted to hug her.
Pamela is my favourite person in this whole world.
She's amazing.
I love her so much. It's the fact that she'll like come up to us when we're out of drag as well.
Yeah.
I think that is the cutest thing.
Yeah. Our wee supporter.
I
Number one.
honestly love her so much.
When did we first ever see Pamela? Was it at Europa?
It was at one of the drag shows at Europa. Yeah, was it Denali? I think it might have been Denali.
It was one of them. That was the night that someone come up. Well, that was one of the nights that someone come up to us outside and we're like,
Oh, aye.
with the
No, they pointed at you and they went, I don't want to be rude, but you are a man, aren't you? And you were like, yes, I have a penis under here. Under all these layers, there's a wing. And then pointed at me and they were like, but you're like a real woman, no, aren't you? And I was like, no, I am not. I have a weenie too. And they were like, where's your Adam's apple though? Like, you don't have one. Like, you're a biological woman. I was like, no. Do you need proof? Do you know us on the front page of that newspaper? My mum's work friend seen it and sent my mum a message. And she was like, he looks like that drag queen that was on Big Brother a few years ago, Courtney Act. Do you know her? And I was like, well,
I don't think you do look like
neither
Courtney
do I.
Act. And it's not that I'm saying you're uglier. And Courtney Act's style is completely different too. I think it's the one drag queen in the world they know, and they just went,
Yeah,
you look like that drag queen.
really. It's like when you meet someone, you tell them that you're gay, and they just assume that you know every other gay in the world.
Literally. I mean, I do.
I mean,
I know so many gays.
That's because you were a wee bit of a whore, aren't you?
No. Don't out me. Don't do this to me.
I mean, any time that I know of that you're single, you have like 50 different guys you're Snapchatting. Only when you're single, though.
I know, I do stick to the one person. When I'm with the one person.
Yeah.
But I just like the attention.
Oh, I know you do.
Who doesn't? Now you're a single womana
I know.
on the grinders. I couldn't believe it when I heard your phone go biddling the other day. I was like, oh, this is happening. But you need to tell them your story.
I don't think I do.
You do. Raye got her hole on Pride night.
Oh, it was great, that's what it was.
Was it actually a nice ride though?
It was. He was very attractive. See, I wasn't going to. Like, I was talking all night, being like, oh, I'm going to go get my hole tonight. No. Then by the time we were, like, walking out, I said to Tiffany, like, I'm not getting my hole. You can just stay in the hotel with me. Like, I'm not planning on doing anything. But then we got back to the hotel, right? And this really annoyed me. I had booked the room for 2.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that you and Owen had booked a hotel room. So I had booked one in panic because I hadn't done one yet for 2, thinking that you would come stay with me.
Yeah.
So I had there was a spare space for anyone that needed to come stay with me. And of course, I offered it to Serotonin and she was like, yeah, I'll stay. But then she got stranded in London because she missed her flight. And I said to Tiffany, like, just come stay with me. Got back to the hotel room. And when we checked in, they asked for the name of the other guest.
Uh-huh.
And Saturn was there when I checked in. And I was like, she's not staying with me, but just put her name down anyway. Just so there is another name down. And we went to go in at the end of the night, and the bouncer was like, what room are you in? And give him the room number, give him a name. And he goes, what's the other name of the guest? So I was like, oh, it's down as this person, but they went home. So I offered my friend to, like, stay with us. And he was like, well, if her name's not down, I can't let her in. And I was like, but I paid for a room for 2 people. Surely I can let her in. Surely she can come and stay with me. And he was like, no, sorry.
That is disgusting.
Literally.
Fully disgusting. I haven't finished your story though.
So I went up to the room and of course just scrolling through grinders, you know. And like there was like loads of the guys were in my hotel room. Loads of them.
In your hotel room?
In the hotel I was in. First message I got was from you know who.
Uh-huh.
And at first I didn't like recognise it was them. So I was like, I really can't be bothered. But then there was this other guy that was messaging, and he was on the same floor as me. And he was literally, like, around the corner. And I must have got in about 3:30. And we were talking until about 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, do you just want to come around? Just for a bit. And I was like, sure. I'm not asleep, but I'm not tired. Can't see myself sleeping, so I went round. Did whatever. And then in the morning he had work at like 9:30 or something, and I think we woke up at like 9. And so I was like, right, I may go here because I want to get like packed up and stuff. So I walked out of his room and walked around to my room, and like I'd left my because when I walked around, I didn't have anything on me because like it was literally around the corner.
Yeah.
I was literally, like, in my underwear. And it was, like, 5:30, and it was, like, 4 o'clock in the morning, so I was like, no, he's going to be around to, like, see me. So I just went around in my underwear, and when like we woke up the next morning, I went back to my hotel room, and I was like, I don't have my room key. And I had realised I'd left my room key in my room. So I had to go back to this man's room, knock on the door and be like, do you mind like letting me borrow a wee towel so I can like go down to the reception and get a new room key? But honestly, I was so scundered. there was like one or two people like about like when I went down, but like it wasn't mad like it was when I checked out. But it was so embarrassing.
I'm sure it was, love.
I know.
You're
The guy just thought it was fucking hilarious. He thought it was so funny.
But there we are, love.
Yeah.
Pride Week's over for another year.
I'm a wee bit sad it's over, you know?
Same. Like, I wish it was, like, just every day.
Same.
Or once a month.
Yeah.
Or once every 6 months.
It's the one day a year won't get looked that weird for walking through town in drag.
I know.
Honestly, see walking when you're on Pride main stage, me and Saturn were just kind of like ditting about in Customary Square. We couldn't walk 5 steps without someone asking us for a photo. And
I love that.
that was the best feeling in the world. And do you know what it was? It was all kids.
Yeah.
It was all like kids coming up and being like, can we have a picture with you? Every time it did, all I could think about was Jolene Button and how much of a fucking twat she is.
She's a wanker.
Oh, and did you see her fucking protest where only 6 people turned up?
Yeah. There was more queers there protesting against her.
Yeah.
Against her protest. But yeah, we'll see you next week for the final episode.
Yeah.
Where we just talk more shite.
I know.
I know.
Anyway. I forgot how we end these things, you know?
We normally just go,
Bye!
bye.
Well.
Bye.
Bye!